Good morning and welcome to the DrivingMaul European Rugby Champions and Challenge Cup semi-final predictions. With all of the Lions talk that's been going on, we can forget there's actually rugby going to be played this coming weekend, and it's the pointy end of the big European competitions. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, and thank you very much for joining me. So let's crack on and get straight into the Champions Cup fixtures. So we have Munster versus Saracens and Clermont versus Leinster. Now these ones are in the sort of local country of the home side, but not in their home stadiums. So Munster will be hosting Saracens at the Aviva in Dublin, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of red shirts in the crowd, so it'll be as good as a home game really. And let's be honest, they play there fairly regularly. The Munster have been going very well, having a fantastic season, and ever since the tragic incident of Foley, they have gelled well together. And it's not just that, they've clearly brought the squad together in something lasting now amongst their unity. Saracens, on the other hand, though, are the top side in Europe. And whilst they have had a blip during the Six Nations when they lost so many players to the internationals, they're back on form now, and they're getting players back from injury as well. So this is going to be an absolute cracker. Could go either way. Personally, I'm backing Saracens to win it by 3. They simply are the best side in Europe, and it's going to take some going to defeat them. In the other game, we have Clermont hosting Leinster. Leinster also having another cracking season, and it goes to show that all the talk we had last season of the Pro 12 having to play catch up and was being left behind by the Aviva and the top 14 has shown to be it was a blip last season rather than the trend, I think, and also the impact of the Rugby World Cup on those teams is much greater. So that's what I think we saw last year, and we're seeing that things return back to normal this year. The Clermont, on the other hand, whilst they started off at a cracking pace, have struggled recently and haven't been going so well. So again, it should be another cracking game. It's being held in Lyon, so it's a bit of a stretch for the Clermont fans. It may not be quite such the home atmosphere as we'll get over in Ireland, and I'm backing Leinster to win that one by 3. So it's a bit strange, but I'm going for 2 away wins, which at this stage of the competition, let's be honest, is rare. So I wouldn't be surprised if my predictions are wrong, but there you go, that's how I'm going. Moving on to the Challenge Cup, we have La Rochelle hosting Gloucester and Stade Francais hosting Bath in this one. So both the games over in France. La Rochelle have at the top of the top 14 runaway leaders at the moment. Really been a bit of a fairy tale story over in France, and they're going very well. Gloucester are sat in sort of lower mid-table, which has been their kind of place for the last few seasons. They're changing coaches at the end of the they've lost their coaches left. Things haven't been going great for them, and they've also got the new coach coming in next season from the Lions down in South Africa, which but we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, he's obviously done very well down there, but that's not going to impact this game. And as long as La Rochelle don't decide that the top 14 is their priority, which it clearly is going to be, and rest all their players, then I think La Rochelle should win this one, and I'm backing them to win it by 5. But I mean, Gloucester do have a good history in this competition, so so it should be, I say, it should be a good game, and I still think the Frenchmen will win that one. In the other one, Stade Francais are hosting Bath. Now, Stade Francais have been all over the place recently because of the merger, the call-off merger with Racing. And are down towards the bottom end, but they do have one of the biggest budgets. They do have quality players who, on the day, if they turn up, can perform. Bath have had a great start to the season, but perhaps did flash to deceive a bit, and with the injuries they've been having, have struggled recently. I mean, they lost to Bristol and also to Worcester recently, I think it was. So Bath are not in a great run of form. So I think over in France, I'm going to back Stade Francais out of these 2 out of form teams to win it by 3, which is an all-French final, and both home victories in this one, rather the opposite to the Champions Cup. So that's how I see it all going. Please let me know your thoughts, and do share this with your friends on Twitter. Give it the old thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube as well, please. And don't forget to sign up for my weekly newsletter. The link is in the title above on Twitter and down below on YouTube, so you don't miss on anything I do. I did a fantastic video yesterday with a female journalist from the States, rugby journalist from the States, and about her experiences and sexual sort of equality, sexual harassment that she's received from doing her writing. So please go watch that. That's out. That's on YouTube. It's a very important topic. Search for the rugby discussion, sexual equality for that one. So thank you everyone for watching. I will be back tomorrow and probably talking about the Lions squad. I know it's a bit later than everyone else, but hey, at least give me time to think about it properly.